how I think about Uber. I feel like Uber is like the truest bae. I feel like that's the original bae. Like there's no competition. But then like Lyft and Juno come along and you're kind of just like, you know what? I'm feeling for a side biddy. Like that's like the perfect side biddy. And then you decide to take Lyft and Juno because it's cheap and it's easy. So it's just kind of like, might as well. I'll be here. In reality, you don't need the side action because you know the original bae is the best of them all. Music I don't listen to. So in New York City, we have so many different options for travel. Trains, buses, taxis if you really want to pay that much. I just hate like city buses because they're so annoying. They like, first of all, there's too many people on the bus that you just kind of like, NYC kids decide to take over and they think they own it, and I'm like, was I like this when I was a kid? Because I hope not. But they talk about the most like crude things, like, oh, last night I had sex. I'm like, sex? Aren't you like 10? Like, who are you having sex with? The thing is, the trains that we have here are so gross. Like, they're disgusting. Like, when you come home, when I come home from the train, I feel like I have to disinfect my body because I feel like I have so many like different germs on my face and like my skin, on my clothes. I feel like just the presence of me going to a train and coming out of it, I feel like I just took a disease with me. And this little girl, like, she really needs to go to the bathroom. And that poor girl peed on the train and she just kept going. Like, I was like, alright girl, just do what you gotta do. I mean, you started, at least you have to finish now. You can't just stop midstream. And like the mom was like, oh my god. She's like, what? Why'd you pee on yourself? She's like, I just really needed to go and like I couldn't wait. I'm like, shoot, at least you're honest. Showtime performers give me the worst anxiety because I feel like they're gonna, and first of all, they don't, it's not like they have like poles at home where they can dance and do all these crazy like stunts. So it's kind of just like, when do you practice? Is this the first time you're doing this? Like, are you watching your first time performance? Like, should I like be wearing like a mask so you don't hit me in the face? So whenever they're like performing, I'm like so nervous because I feel like one of them's gonna fall on me. And then what are they gonna say? Sorry? And like, why are you doing it in the first place if you don't know what you're doing? Like, taking the train, it's like, okay, like I have to do it. It's not like I have a choice because I'm not gonna take a taxi. Taxis are like, that's like if you want to spend like $90 just to get from point A, which is like half an hour from point B, and it's like, oh, spending $90. I'm like, but why? Why am I spending $90? Like, so for my job, I have to take Uber a lot, and I've had many different experiences using Uber. So I'm like in the back, and I'm just like, should I say something? And then I'm like, I don't know if I should say anything because like I don't want to think that I'm being like, I'm over exaggerating or something. But then I'm like, this is my life. I have the right to over exaggerate or overreact to a situation like that because he's driving and my life is in his hands. I have no control of the steering wheel. I'm not even in the front. I'm in the back. So he was just like, kind of like, oh, you want me to stop using the phone? You're right. I'm sorry about that. I was like, what? So this guy was like trying to find me, and like I clearly know where I am, but the driver was trying to dispute with me and telling me that like I'm in the wrong location. And I'm like, what do you mean I'm in the wrong location? I told you where I was. You're not in the right location. And he was just kind of like arguing with me, but at the same time he was like yelling at somebody else on the phone. So he just sounded real aggressive with me, and I was like, honey, like I don't know who you're yelling at because there's no reason for that. I came out with my bags. Mind you, I had 3 bags and I had a case, like a suitcase, and I was going to work. So he, instead of him like coming out, and sometimes drivers do this, they don't come out, and it's not a problem, it's not like I'm a princess or anything, but like, it's like I'm paying for a service and I'm not expecting you to like pull out a red carpet for me. But if you see them struggling and trying to open your trunk, just get out of the car. Like, first of all, and mind you, it wasn't just like a nice spring day. It was like somewhat raining, and like I had my hood up trying to balance 3 of my bags and the umbrella and trying to put that case in there. And I was like, are you not gonna help me? And after like 10 minutes of me struggling trying to put a case into his damn trunk, he's had to get out, and he was like, oh, okay, I can help you. And I'm like, but you could help me before, but you wanted to waste time, watch me struggle because you didn't want to get out. I've had women drivers before, And some of them, like, which is like shocking because I'm like, oh my god, like a woman driver, this is so exciting. Like, we get to chit chat, girl talk. But the first one I ever had was such a huge disappointment. We're driving to the airport and this lady gets lost. Mind you, we have a GPS, so I don't know how she got lost. And like, I'm not really paying attention. And I'm not from Atlanta, so I'm just kind of like, how am I? So we're driving around in a circle for like at least 15-30 minutes. I'm like, good thing I'm not late for this plane. And she's kind of like, oh, I'm so sorry, like maybe I should call my brother. And I was like, your brother? Party, I'll be here. Somewhere in. Got into the Uber. The Uber somehow disconnected, so like couldn't pick me up anymore. Like, it didn't say it like he was able to pick me up and as his customer. So I was just kind of like, okay, so what? He's like, just do it again. Mind you, there were two drunk girls in the back. One person was about to throw up in the man's car. The other one was her friend, and all she was saying was, let's just keep going. Like, she's gonna puke. Could we just go? And I was like, who is she getting loud with? Like, first of all, like, I'm trying to figure out how to get home. And second of all, this is an Uber pool. If you wanted an individual thing, you should have just clicked on Uber. Like, there's no reason you get all upset and try to yell at me, telling me that we need to hurry up. Like, if you wanted that exclusive service, you should just use Uber. Trying to rush me out of the car. And then I was, like, sitting there, trying to figure it out. She's screaming at me. And I was like, it's too late for this nonsense. I'm going to get out of this car. You're losing. I'm sorry, buddy, but losing the fare. These two girls in the back screaming about how this one friend's gonna puke in the car. I was like, So the one time I decided to use Uber Pool, there was like a whole situation in the back, and I'm kind of just like, why?